What's in a name, really? American Riviera Orchard is the name of Meghan Markle's latest business venture. With a classically word salad name like that, what are the chances that this business is going to succeed? Also, in this video, let's talk about the latest on what Donald Trump plans to do to Harry if he wins the presidency again. Hello, and a very warm welcome to Kate Middleton and the Queen. Well, folks, for months now, really for all of last year, we were hearing about this new project that Meghan Markle was working on behind the scenes. And we couldn't imagine what it could possibly be, but we knew that it was going to be something really stupid. Well, now the cat is out of the bag, and we know all about her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. Understandably, some people have come in to criticize the name of the business, saying that it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really tell us what the business is all about. But maybe that's intentional. So the folks over at the Daily Mail decided to get Meghan Markle's opinion on this name. According to the headline, Meghan Markle believes name of her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, is perfect and authentic to her, source reveals. As PR experts suggest, Duchess may have left her name off due to plunging popularity in the U.S. You don't say. Honestly, folks, this should come as no surprise to us that Meghan Markle believes the name of her new business is perfect. She believes everything that she does is perfect. All of her ideas are great ideas. I mean, when something doesn't work out as planned, it's somebody else's fault. You gotta remember, Meghan Markle is blameless. So, as you know, last week, Meghan Markle launched American Riviera Orchard in a social media video. And this new venture is supposed to coincide with a new Netflix cooking show featuring none other than Meghan Markle herself. But according to the folks over at the Daily Mail, royal watchers immediately called the name pretentious and a word salad, with former Dragon's Den star Duncan Bannatyne weighing in to dismiss it as nonsensical. I mean, it is a bit nonsensical, though. American Riviera Orchard. Okay, so apparently she has named it American Riviera because that's what the area that Montecito is found in is also known as. I guess that whole part of the coast is known as American Riviera. So, American Riviera Orchard, I mean, what are they talking about? What kind of orchard? Is it an apple orchard? I mean, it wouldn't even be an orange tree orchard. That would be a grove. And I'm not aware of there being any orchards in Montecito anyway. But obviously, Meghan Markle was trying to make us think that this is some kind of cutesy, down home sort of business that's just getting back to the basics. Oh, yeah, because that's so on brand for her. So, a source spoke with People magazine, a source who claims to be close with Meghan and Harry. An insider has insisted that it felt authentic to Meghan, so Meghan apparently loves this name. The source reported to People, Meghan finds the name American Riviera Orchard perfect. It feels authentic to her. She can't wait for the website to launch. Okay, then. I guess it would feel authentic to her, wouldn't it? The woman who wouldn't know authenticity if it slapped her in the face. That's the crazy thing about her. I mean, I gotta hand the Kardashians credit in this area. At least the Kardashians don't get out there and talk about how authentic and how genuine they are. I mean, they are vapid, they are fame hungry, they are fake. But honestly, I feel like that's the way they portray themselves. I don't really think they're trying to hide from those labels. Megan, on the other hand, she is still obsessed with trying to convince all of us that she's this real person. She has such a real, authentic personality. No, she doesn't. Nobody's falling for it, Megan. And then we've got a PR expert weighing in on why Meghan Markle maybe decided not to include her own name in the branding. He says it could be a reflection of her declining popularity in America. Well, I'd say so. I think the only hope Meghan Markle has of this business succeeding is if nobody knows that she's the owner of it. Because let's remember that just last month, there was a survey published by Newsweek that discovered that Meghan was liked by 31% of people in America and disliked by a whopping 30%. So her net approval rating is pretty pitiful, +1. And that was a big drop compared with December. Back in December, she was on +15. So was this the right time to launch this latest business venture? Probably not, but she's convinced that it was. And honestly, I think it's probably better to get it over with. If Meghan was planning to wait until she was popular, well, that was never going to happen. So, Mr. O'Meara, this PR expert, told the Mail Online Meghan and Harry's collective and individual approaches to personal branding have been gradually shifting ever since the backlash to their Netflix documentary. He went on to say they've each been less enthusiastic about associating their names and images with the projects they're working on. Last summer, PR advisors were speculating that this might be on the advice of their own team, who seemed to have been urging them to step back from the limelight. So, with that in mind, Meghan launching a lifestyle brand that doesn't feature her name or image seems in line with the recent approach. I think this private label approach is a way to limit the amount of exposure Meghan gets while allowing the brand to form its own personality. Think of Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop for a similar approach. The expert continued, saying, when needed, Gwyneth can promote the brand with the weight of her celebrity, but the brand isn't inextricably tied to her. Often, taking steps to keep a founder separate from the brand they launch is done with one eye on an exit strategy. It's easier to sell a brand when it doesn't rely on a single persona for market presence. So, could it be, I wonder, that Meghan Markle finally listened to some advice from PR experts? Could it be that she's finally seeing that people don't really like her all that much, so if she wants to make money, she needs to stop promoting herself so much? Could it be? Well, folks, only time will tell. Over the next few weeks, supposedly, the website's going to launch, and we're going to see more about what exactly this new business is going to be all about. Is it going to be a success? I'd predict not, but let's stay tuned. Meanwhile, in other news, the feud between Donald Trump and Prince Harry continues. So now Donald Trump is threatening to deport Harry from the U.S. if he wins the presidency again. So it's nothing new that Donald Trump is not the biggest fan of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. In fact, the feud is pretty long running. And so now he's saying that he plans to kick Harry out of the U.S. if he finds out that Harry lied on his visa application. As reported in The Independent, speaking to Nigel Farage, the former U.S. president said he would not give Harry any preferential treatment if he is reelected to the White House this year. Well, and I'm not even the biggest fan of Donald Trump, but honestly, somebody needs to do what is right in this situation. Harry does not deserve to be in the U.S. if he indeed lied on his visa application, which I believe he did. It's not right for him to receive preferential treatment just because of that royal title. I mean, that is the antithesis of what America is supposed to be about. So right now, Harry is still facing this legal battle over the U.S. visa application. He's already admitted his past drug use in his book Spare. And so now he's trying to say, oh, well, maybe I wasn't 100% truthful in Spare. Well, Harry, which is it? I mean, a liar is a liar. And why are we supposed to believe that you were honest on your visa application and you lied just to sell books? Something doesn't add up here. And this is hardly the first time that Donald Trump has shared his opinions on Harry. So remember back in 2016, Meghan called Trump misogynistic and divisive before the presidential election, stuck her nose into politics when sticking her nose into politics because she's convinced we all need to hear what she has to say. So she told everybody in the U.S. not to vote for Trump. She said, "You don't really want that kind of world." And then 3 years later, Trump finally responded. Trump called Meghan nasty before a visit that he took to the UK. So he spoke with The Sun, and Trump said, "I didn't know that," adding, "I didn't know she was nasty." That was in response to what she said about him. And then in 2020, Trump said that he was not a fan of Meghan after they were encouraging Biden voters. He said, "I'm not a fan of hers. I wish a lot of luck to Harry. He's going to need it." So obviously, he's not a big fan of either of them. And then in 2021 and 2022, Trump again talked about Meghan and Harry during Piers Morgan and Nigel Farage interviews. It was during these interviews that Trump really let them have it. He said that he thought Harry had been used horribly and that his marriage, quote, ruined his relationship with his family and hurts the Queen. Well, when you're right, you're right. So he also talked about the prince's invitation to the coronation. He said, "I'm actually surprised that Harry was invited, to be honest." He said some terrible things. The book Spare was just, to me, it was horrible. And he said that Meghan had been very disrespectful to the late queen. Well, it's true, she has. And so now, of course, he's at it again, talking about how he's going to deport Harry, which Harry should be deported if it's true that he lied. Now, I do think it's kind of funny that this presidential hopeful is talking so much about the failed Sussexes. The thought occurred to me perhaps one reason Trump likes to criticize the Sussexes is because out of all the topics to discuss, they're not all that divisive. In fact, it looks like most Americans, and certainly Brits too, can agree. We despise them, we despise the way they've treated the royal family, and we want them to just shut up and lay low. And you, what do you think of these reports? Please let me know your opinion below in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like and share it with anybody else who would appreciate it too. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss a single update from Kate Middleton and the Queen. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a great day, and I'll be back to see you in the next videos.